guys, this is Justin with RM Rides, and this is our Dirty Devil Adventure Ride. Now the purpose of this video is to not only give you a glimpse of how beautiful and amazing this ride is, but it's to help you plan so you can make this an adventure of your own. This is a 4-day, just a little under 1,000-mile adventure ride. We start in Payson, Utah. We take a lot of scenic mountain passes, work our way down through the San Rafael Swell. We work our way over to Lake Powell. We hit Hole in the Rock, Boulder Mountain. Everything we hit is just beautiful. This is an awesome adventure ride. Now on this ride, we're gonna hit all types of terrain. We're gonna hit the slab a bit, and we're going to be doing a lot of off-road. We're gonna get into a lot of sandy and rocky technical sections, so it's really important that your bike is set up for off-road. You're gonna want a skid plate, you're gonna want knobby tires. You just want to be prepared for that technical stuff if you really want to enjoy this adventure ride. Now when you're ready to plan this adventure, or if you want more information on the ride, be sure and check out our blog. We have a link below. There you're going to find more information on the camping, the gas stops, and of course we're going to have the GPS files. With all that said, this is the Dirty Devil Adventure Ride. Our adventure begins on a beautiful June morning where we start from our headquarters in Payson, Utah. If you want to start your adventure here, just get with us and we'd be glad to provide room in our parking lot. With the bikes loaded and gassed up, we hit the road. Our goal on day one is to make it just outside of Hanksville, Utah, which is about 300 miles the route we take. So to start our journey, we take the Nebo Loop Scenic Byway between Payson and Nephi. This is an awesome mountain pass that reaches over 9,000 feet and provides great views of Utah Valley and the mountain peaks that surround. It is also home to Mount Nebo, which is the highest peak in the Wasatch Mountain Range, reaching almost 12,000 feet. Once through the Nebo Loop, we head across the farm and grazing lands to make our way over to the small town of Mount Pleasant and then to Fairview. From Fairview, it's on to our second scenic byway of the day, also known as the Energy Loop. This byway rises up to 10,000 feet and travels through the Manti La Sal National Forest. It also offers tons of great views and lakes that you can rest near. Taking the South Fork of the Scenic Byway eventually drops us down into Huntington, where our first gas stop is. After filling the bikes, we head east out of Huntington towards our first dirt segment, which will lead us into Green River for lunch. This segment brings us along the north end of the San Rafael Swell and offers easy dirt roads that tighten up into a nice scenic dirt 2-track. Most of this 2-track is on the old historic Spirit Railroad grade from 1881 that was never completed. All that is left now is small hill cutouts and remnants of old mines and ranches. This track eventually leads us back onto the dirt road where we continue to make our way to Green River. Take your time and soak in some of the amazing views the San Rafael Swell has to offer.
Once in Green River, we gas up the bikes and have lunch at Ray's Tavern. This is a nice local restaurant that has some great burgers. Now that our bodies and bikes are fueled, we take off south towards our next segment. This section of the ride takes us through Robber's Roost country, where Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid used to hide out. It's a very desolate but scenic country that provides a variety of dirt roads and sandy two-track. After about 20 miles, we take a quick detour to check out Chaffin Geyser. This is one of the few cold water geysers in the nation and was created by drilling operations in the area decades ago. The Chaffin Geyser is said to shoot as high as 30 feet in the air and typically erupts every 2 to 4 hours. We arrived at a time when the geyser was dormant, but the surrounding area still offered an interesting environment to check out. As we continue to head south, the sand and desert landscapes start to become more and more widespread. The trail then slowly tightens up and turns into a sandy two-track with pockets of deep sand. We decided to take the harder alternate route here, which got interesting for the group. This section has a daunting hill covered in deep sand. All of the gear on the bikes made this a struggle, especially for the bigger machines. If you're on a bigger bike or not a fan of sand, we highly advise avoiding this harder alternate. After some pushing and wrestling the machines through the sand, we made it to the top where we met our dirt road. We were happy to be out of the sand and were rewarded with an amazing sunset atop the desert mesas and hills. As we roll into Hanksville, it's always a good idea to check the level of the Dirty Devil River since we'll be crossing it later in the ride. This will give you a good idea of how deep the water is and how the crossing might go for you. In Hanksville, we gas up and restock our water after that rough sand section. This is also our last stop before camp, so we make sure to stock up on anything else we might need. As we head out of Hanksville, it's on to camp for the night. We take the highway south about 17 miles where we turn onto dirt at Poison Springs Wash Road. This is a rocky, sandy wash surrounded by high red rock cliffs. We eventually found some nice open flat spots to set up camp for the night. Be sure to click the link to the right to see day 2 of our ride, where we battle some bike issues, cross through the Dirty Devil River, and end our day along the famous and beautiful bird trail Scenic Byway. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the adventure.